Ethan was a 14-year-old boy growing up in a quiet, small town somewhere in the American Midwest. He had always been a bright, kind-hearted kid who loved reading books and building model airplanes in his garage. But as he entered his teenage years, life started to feel heavier, and the world around him seemed to turn darker. Recently, Ethan had transferred to a new class at his middle school. He had hoped for a fresh start, new friends, supportive teachers, and a welcoming environment where he could finally feel like he belonged. But reality struck hard. Instead of warm smiles, Ethan was met with sideways glances and cruel jokes. Some kids mocked his simple clothes and his quiet nature. Others excluded him from games and group projects. Ethan began to feel invisible and unwanted. Each day, he would come home with his shoulders slumped, avoiding his parents' worried eyes. No matter how many times they asked, he would only mutter, "I am fine," before disappearing into his room. Deep inside, Ethan believed that if he could just move to another school or another town, everything would magically get better. In his mind, the problem was always out there, never within himself. One Saturday afternoon, feeling completely lost and frustrated, Ethan decided to visit his grandfather. Grandpa Jack was a retired carpenter who lived in a cozy wooden house on the edge of town, surrounded by fruit trees and wildflowers. With his warm smile, twinkling eyes, and slow, patient way of speaking, Grandpa Jack was Ethan's safe harbor. As Ethan trudged up the porch steps, Grandpa Jack was sitting in his old rocking chair, a gentle breeze rustling the leaves around him. "Hey there, champ," Grandpa Jack greeted him, a knowing look in his eyes. "What has got you looking like you have lost your best friend?" Ethan dropped onto the porch swing with a heavy sigh. "Grandpa, I hate my new class. The kids are mean, they tease me, and no one wants to be my friend. I want to leave. I want to transfer to another school, somewhere quiet, somewhere where people are nice." Grandpa Jack listened intently, nodding slowly. After a few moments, he got up and went inside. When he came back, he was holding a clear glass filled to the brim with water. He handed it to Ethan carefully. "Here," he said, "take this glass of water and walk around the garden 3 times. Do not spill a single drop. When you are done, come back and talk to me." Ethan looked at the glass, confused but curious. Determined to prove himself, he stood up, eyes fixed on the surface of the water. Slowly and carefully, he stepped off the porch and started his walk around the garden. As he moved, he could hear birds chirping, bees buzzing near the flowers, and leaves whispering in the wind, but he did not dare to look up or get distracted. His entire focus was on the trembling water in his hands. Step by step, he made his way around the blooming rose bushes, under the apple trees, past Grandpa's tool shed. After what felt like an eternity, Ethan finally returned to the porch, breathless but triumphant. "Grandpa, I did it. I did not spill a single drop." Grandpa Jack chuckled and took the glass from Ethan's steady hands. "Good job, Ethan. Now tell me, when you were walking around the garden, did you see the bright red roses blooming? Did you hear the robins singing or notice the butterflies dancing around?" Ethan shook his head, puzzled. "No, Grandpa, I was too focused on the water. I did not pay attention to anything else." Grandpa leaned forward, resting his elbows on his knees. His eyes softened as he looked at Ethan. "You see, my boy, that is exactly how life works. When you focus completely on your own path and what truly matters to you, all the noise, the teasing, the judgments, the gossip fades away. It becomes just that, noise. You do not let it shake your balance or spill your dreams." He paused and tapped the side of the glass lightly. "If you keep looking around to see who is laughing at you or who is talking behind your back, you will lose focus and stumble. You might even spill what is precious to you. But if you stay focused on your goals, your passions, and the good in yourself, no one can pull you down." Ethan sat silently, letting the lesson sink in. Slowly, a warm sense of understanding spread through him, pushing away the heaviness he had carried for weeks. That day changed Ethan. When he went back to school on Monday, he no longer worried about who whispered about him or who rolled their eyes. He focused on what he loved, solving science problems, reading during lunch, and helping the teacher set up classroom projects. He started practicing basketball after school, not because he needed to impress anyone, but because he genuinely wanted to improve. Gradually, Ethan's confidence grew. Other students began to notice his quiet strength and dedication. Some even started joining him in reading or asked him for help with homework. While not everyone became his friend, Ethan no longer felt small or defeated. He realized that his happiness was never about escaping to a different place or finding perfect people. It was about strengthening the focus within himself. In today's world, we are constantly surrounded by noise, endless opinions on social media, criticisms from strangers, comparisons with people we barely know. Many of us think that by changing jobs, moving cities, or cutting people out of our lives, we can find peace. But the true source of peace is not out there, it is inside. Just like Ethan's glass of water, our goals, dreams, and passions require our steady focus. When we pour our energy into what really matters, the voices around us lose their power. Instead of running away from negativity, we must learn to center ourselves, to trust in our journey, and to hold our own glass steady. When we do, we discover that we can be happy anywhere, not because the world is perfect, but because we choose to see beyond the noise. I hope you found this story helpful. If you enjoyed today's story, be sure to hit the like button. It might seem like a small thing, but because of how the YouTube algorithm works, videos with more likes tend to get shown to more people. So your like really helps this video reach others who might need it too. And if you find my content valuable, consider subscribing. It really helps more people discover it. Thanks for watching, and I wish you and your family good health and peace. See you in the next story.